Before I get into the context of this video, I have to put a trigger warning. Murder, torture, and rape are talked about all in this video. Please continue at your own risk. The Hello Kitty murder is a murder case in 1999 where a nightclub hostess was kidnapped and tortured in an apartment in Sim Sha Tsui, Hong Kong, after stealing a wallet. March 17th, the victim, Fan Man Yi, was kidnapped and tortured by three men: 34-year-old Chan Man Lok, 21-year-old Leong Wai Lung, and 27-year-old Leong Ching Cho. She was then decapitated and had her skull placed in a Hello Kitty doll, hence the name of this murder case. The three men took the victim, Fan Man Yi, to an apartment number 31 Granville Road, Sim Sha Tsui. They imprisoned her and beat and tortured her daily over a debt of 20,000 Hong Kong dollars, which translates to 2,560 US dollars. After a month of being imprisoned and tortured, which led to Fan being killed, or she succumbed to her injuries, her captors placed her skull inside of a Hello Kitty mermaid doll, and the rest of her remains were discarded. Only her skull, tooth, and some internal organs were discovered. Fan Man Yi's remains were only found after Chan Man Lok's 13-year-old girlfriend led the police to her remains. The 13-year-old girl found Fan dead. The men then placed her in a bathtub and decapitated her with a saw. After cutting up her body, they then decided to stop the body. They cooked her remains and stirred their food with the same utensil they used to stir Fan's decapitated head. The three men were then taken to court and after 6 weeks were convicted of manslaughter, as the jury decided that there was not enough of her remains to show whether or not Fan was murdered or died because of a different cause. They couldn't rule that the three men intended to kill Fan, which would have caused them to be sent away for life, no questions asked, but they determined she died as a result of her injuries to the abuse she endured. The 13-year-old girlfriend testified at the trial in exchange for immunity. Now, for a more in detail description of this murder and a background for these people. The 23-year-old Fan Man Yi, the victim, was abandoned as a child and was raised in a girl's home. In her teens, she developed a drug addiction and was trained to prostitution to pay for her drug addiction. At 23, she got the job of a hostess at a nightclub and was battling her addiction. Early 1997, Fan Man Yi met Chan Man Lok, one of the men responsible for her death. Realizing they had many things in common, as Fan Man Yi was a prostitute and was addicted to drugs, Chan Man Lok was a pimp as well as a drug dealer. Before long, Man Yi was an addition to Man Lok's group with its henchmen. Despite desperate for money in drugs, Fan Man Yi stole the money and made a fatal mistake. Chan Man Lok noticed his money was gone and sent two of his men, Leong Ching Cho and Leong Wai Lung, to abduct Man Yi. His original intention was to force her into prostitution and take the money earned, but plans went awry. The drug lord and his henchmen decided that prostituting Fan Man Yi was not enough and began the month-long torture sequence. They tied her up, beat her, they raped her, burned her skin, and forced her to eat human shit. The 13-year-old girl who reported this horrible act was one of the perpetrators, known as Ah Feng. She was one of Chan Man Lok's girlfriends, or rather prostitutes. At one point in time, Ah Feng went to the apartment and bared witness to Man Lok beating Man Yi over 50 times in the head. Ah Feng then decided to join in and began hitting Man Yi in the head as well. The extent of the tortures were not released as a part of the plea deal, as they were no doubt extensive. Ah Feng then went to discover the body, and as I explained earlier, Chan Man Lok's henchmen did those disgusting acts to the remains of her body. They kept Fan Man Yi's teeth and exactly 7 internal organs in a plastic bag. That's all I have for the Hello Kitty case. I do not want to dig deeper and keep typing the script to this disgusting case. If you guys enjoyed this story, leave a like and subscribe. You can always change your mind later. Comment down below what other disturbing, horrible cases I should do next. I'll see you guys later.